Whoa, what did you just do? Oh. Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome to, I think, part 13, round about that number, of Gen 3 of my Medieval Legacy challenge. So, the kids have just gotten home from school. I've actually played a few days off screen, but only one in this household because, as you guys will hopefully have seen, I had a little short video come out on, I want to say, it'll be like 3 days ago-ish when this one comes out. And I spent some time with Crispin in his household so that I could do that. I did run the shop for a day, which is why my Sims are so tired now, because I had it open for ages, got rid of some paintings, sold like a broom. Joseph has crafted a replacement bathtub, which his daughter is now taking for a test drive, and we sold the old one. So, bits and pieces, like we've got 3,000 odd in the business fund and then 20 something thousand in the household fund. So we're doing okay. We're actually going to spend some time with Gerard today. He's hanging out with the llama. He's had a bit of a rough day at school. So he's feeling a bit sad and thinking he wants to just spend some time, like he wants to go for a walk and play, get away from the house a little bit. So he is going to take himself off for a bit of an explore around the neighbourhood. So I'm going to have him look for frogs, and I think one of these he can dig. Is that a dig pile? It's not letting me dig it. That's weird. Look at him moping along, little guy. Now, he is noticing as he's approaching this house that there's like suitcases and things outside, like maybe the old neighbours have moved out. Now, the family didn't really know the old neighbours too much, but he's a little bit curious about who's moved in. So he's walking over here when he sees a familiar face. Now, you guys might remember from the trip to the library and the little club gathering that we had. This is Christina Honeycutt. He's like, hey, what's going on? You live in Central Windenburg. Like, he knows her from visiting his grandma and the rest of his family in Windenburg, not from here, not from Glimmerbrook. And she's like, well, I just moved here with my mum, who, speaking of her mum, she just tore past. Well, why did you move here? Like, is your whole family here? And Christina's saying, no, it's just me and my mum, and we live with my uncle. Some stuff happened at home, and mum and I left, and we've come to live here with my uncle. So he's like, well, what about Matthias? Is he here? And she's like, no, he stayed with Dad. This is all a bit strange to Gerard. He's like, are you just visiting? Christina's saying, I don't know. I might be just visiting. But, oh, she fell over. Let's help her up. You've got to be chivalrous. You want to be a knight, Gerard. You've got to be chivalrous. So he helps her up and he's checking on her and he's like, are you okay? I am going to get a little screenshot because I think these guys are super cute. Now, part of my motivation here, obviously, is he needs one more friend as a child and one more as an adult. For that part of his aspiration, he also needs to work on his charisma skill. So behind the curtain, that's what's going on. But she's just a little bit down. And he's like, well, if you want to talk about it, you can talk to me about it if you like. My older sister says that I'm a good listener. And she's like, well, are you though? He's like, I don't know, maybe. You could test. Let's do a test. Let's make fun of adults. And she's saying that her dad and her mum had a big fight and that she thinks maybe her dad did something bad. She doesn't exactly know what, but her mum woke her up in the middle of the night and they left. And she doesn't know why Matthias didn't come too. Like, she's a bit worried about her older brother and she's, missing her dad. Although when she says that part, he kind of gets the impression she might be missing the idea of her dad and having the big nice manor, because they have quite a nice house in Windenburg as opposed to this little 3-house thing that they live in. And he's like, well, your uncle didn't live here before. And she's like, no, I think my uncle bought this place. Like, me and mum went to him in Windenburg and he came here and bought this place because, he's got a bit of money and he bought this place for us all 3 to live in. We got level 10 social. We just need to become friends with her and one more adult and he'll finish this aspiration, which is awesome. So he's like, oh, this all sounds a bit strange to me. Oh, she's a dog lover. He's got a good reputation. Oh my God, Gerard. Now, this is his uncle. It's Vincent. Vincent is Cephas's, so following the family tree, Vivienne's younger sister is Annabella. So that's Gerard's auntie, Annabella. And she's married Cephas Honeycutt, who I guess makes Cephas Uncle Cephas to Gerard. And this is his uncle's brother. And Jackson, who is Christina's father, is the lord of the family. So he's an actual noble, a titled noble. He's also the one, if you saw the wedding, Annabella's wedding, there were two Sims right at the end of that little family segment of the wedding where I was showing reactions, where I always get Jackson and Vincent's names wrong, but Lord Honeycutt, I always get them mixed up. Lord Honeycutt was looking very displeased and his wife was looking very sad. So that's who those two Sims were. There's obviously stuff going on there. It's a complicated family tree. I'm hoping, are they friends now? They are, yes. He just needs to be friends with one more adult. The first adult he became friends with who wasn't a member of his household already was his Auntie Erica. So I guess I'll have them go inside. He can pay his respects. Why are you running like that? Oh, you saw a bat. So this is the little house that they're living in. I don't know why is he going to bed? So this is Vincent. This is his little suite. This is the sort of central living area. And this is the little room that Christina and her mum are sharing. That's kind of the setup. The only thing I find a bit inconvenient about this layout is that there's only one bathroom and it's off Vincent's room. So that's a little bit of an issue. I guess let's have him come and... Can he do a respectful introduction to Lady Honeycutt? She is still a lady. She seems quite happy now that she's here. Look at that smile. So he's like, I'm very pleased to meet you, Lady Honeycutt. I think my Uncle Cephas is related to your husband. So does that make you my auntie? And she's like, perhaps sort of. So he's going to talk about the best colour. He's just being polite, basically making polite conversation. Now, when he mentions her husband, when he mentions Jackson, he notices he's quite a socially adept child. He's got charisma or social level 10. He notices a kind of like a shadow pass over her face, like she's thinking something sad. Even though she's quite happy, he's kind of getting the impression that the situation with Jackson at home was not good. So what that means, he's not sure. But I'm actually going to send him home now. So I'm going to have him say goodbye. Okay, goodbye, Lady Honeycutt. It was nice to see you. And he's going to be like, you have a good day or good evening. She's like, yeah, I might see you at school. I'm going to school near here now. So it's the next day. The kids have gone to school, but Gerard did tell his mum before he left about seeing Christina and everything that she said about the fact that they've moved. Now, Vivienne's a bit more world-wise. Oh, we got a new baby. Yes, Vivienne's thinking about going over to visit and do like a welcome wagon style thing. I was actually just waiting for Joseph. He was in the middle of upgrading the oven. So I was actually just waiting for him to get out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to make fruitcake. I don't know if that's considered gourmet, but I might make like an apple pie maybe. And then I was thinking her and Desiree might head over there. Now I think Vivienne's got a couple of theories. It's a little suspicious that Elizabeth Honeycutt, when she's left her husband, went to his brother. So that suggests a few alternative theories of their own. So what I'm going to do is get... Whoa, what did you just do? Oh, Joseph just tried to flirt with Desiree. You guys saw that, right? And she's knocked him back because she's unflirty. I was sitting here like with my mouth open in shock. Did she see that? Be jealous. Okay, she did see that. Oh my God. Joseph! I think Desiree's gonna like walk away because she's not interested. Not only Vivienne's totally letting him have it, and then she's gonna bake a cake. So that's a thing that just happened. I don't think she can leave it at that though, can she? We're gonna argue. She has the jealous trait. And he legitimately just tried to flirt with Desiree. And now I get it, Desiree's a very attractive sim, but oh my God, that's annoying. Where are you going? Oh, hang on. I'm gonna lock this door. I had actually noticed that he had been gravitating to talking to her, like just in the last day when I've been playing it. I don't know what to do. I mean, it was just like a flirty hug, but he should know that his wife does not react well. So again, like I said, we're going to argue with him. She's going to come over here. Now Rose is trying to set us up with someone else. I just hung up on it because I'm like, we don't have a phone. I can't believe this. I'm just glad it happened when the kids were at school. Oh my God. She's like, how dare you flirt with my cousin? Awesome. That's like totally inappropriate. And he's like, well, what? I wasn't flirting. We'll see who wins the argument and we'll go from there. Okay, now we've got a chicken that's ready to hatch. I feel like that ship has passed, little chicken. You're going to have to hatch yourself. He's like, I wasn't flirting with her. And she's like, you're walking around in your underwear and she's walking around in her nightdress because she's just come down to have breakfast and you tried to give her a hug and don't think I didn't notice and she noticed because she left. How dare you? No, don't come down, Desiree. Don't come down. Stay up here. Stay up here and experiment. She's hiding in a room. He's face palming himself. He's like, I can't believe you think that. Okay, what was that sentiment? Because how I play this going forward is going to depend a lot on how the Sims react to here. She's feeling sad. It's disappointing to see a rift in the strong relationship. She wishes things were different. Now, I am going to have him apologise if I can. It's a no-win scenario, apparently. He's like, look, I didn't mean anything by it. I know you thought I did, and I'll apologise to Desiree as well. They're having a suggestive conversation, I swear. This game. Anyway, someone's going to express fondness to someone else next, apparently. So he's like, babe, well, not babe, my love, you know you own my whole heart, and you always will profess undying love to her. He's thinking negative thoughts about her. Oh no, I'm gonna cry. How are you going? Oh, she's feeling headachy. Well, it's probably the stress. Poor thing. I am going to have Vivienne and Desiree go and visit Lady Honeycutt. I think, frankly, both of the girls want to get out of the house. When I say girls, I mean the adult women want to get out of the house right now anyway. So I'm actually going to add these two to a group. They clearly need to have a talk. Because the thing is, I think Vivienne, she's carrying a little bit of baby weight, and maybe she's looking at her sister. She's looking at her cousin, sorry, not sister. She's looking at Desiree, and she's like, maybe she wears more flowy kind of loose-fitting clothes, and she's slimmer. She hasn't carried multiple children, and yeah, maybe that's what's going on. So they're going to have a talk under the tree. She's going to complain about men, basically. She's like, oh, butterflies. Even the butterflies know how pretty she is. So she's complaining to Desiree. She's like, I can't believe he did that. And Desiree's, look, I hope you don't think I did anything to encourage him. She's like, oh, I know you didn't, sweetheart. Like, I know your feelings about men and relationships. And I think maybe she's thinking, she might actually think Desiree's interested in women or something. Like, I don't think she knows Desiree's just not super interested in anybody. But she does want to, like we've discussed before, she does want a baby. She does actually know him because I think Vincent's come to the shop. She's going to offer gratitude to him, I guess. Apparently Christina's here too. I'm just going to leave it on this screen for a sec. I actually meant at the start of this video to talk about the video with Crispin, the little machinima that I made. So for those of you who are wanting more information about names and stuff, Crispin's love interest is a young lady named Bo Dale, and the other fellow that we saw in that was her brother. The baby, and this is big spoilers if you haven't watched that, so you should go watch that. The baby that Bo had to Crispin is named Willow Graham. So she has left the baby with him. It was one of those middle of the night fae visits where a baby appears in a crib. So poor Crispin is trying to raise a baby where he can't even feed the baby. Like, he can't breastfeed the baby or anything. He should probably get himself a cow, actually, now that I think about it. At least then he'd have milk. That's the situation there. The thing is, Crispin hasn't told anybody. So when he eventually musters the courage to write to his family and say, by the way, I have a daughter and she's blue, you know, that's a whole thing. So like I mentioned in a previous video, aliens in this save file are fae. So it's a fae disguise. And I've tried to make them very elfin looking, you know, sort of almond-shaped eyes and pointed ears and that kind of thing. So that's what that was all about. Gonna say no. I don't know why it's asking me, because it's not my household. I don't know what he's doing. He's having a moment. Anyway, I actually wanted to visit the lady of the house, and I don't think Desiree would want to hang around with this car either. What I might do is, I think I saw her over here. Oh, look, they're having a little bonding moment. She's probably talking about, you know, wanting to know when they can go home, and her mum is saying, not yet, sweetheart. She's like, everybody come have some pie. I feel like Desiree's sitting quietly. Oh, there's no books. Mortimer's secret bookcase is empty of books. That is so tragic. I might get her to, like, make some flower arrangements. Why not? So what we're going to do is actually have Vivienne do the interrogation. So let's ask about... We'll see how honest they are. Ask about Vincent. And we will endeavour to ask about Jackson if she knows him. I'm not actually sure if she will. I don't think so. Look at Victor and his little top hat. We don't know him, so we'll just stick to asking about the relationship. And she's like, said she's so in love with him. Now, I don't know that she would be that open because she's a married woman and not to him. And that would be wildly scandalous. But I think when Vivienne's asked about, you know, the relationship and the household and everything, and maybe Christina's just kind of let it slip with like a fond touch of his shirt or vest, or, you know, she straightened his hair without thinking about it. That the kind of things that suggest physical intimacy. And Vivienne's like, well then, see, fix bad relationship with Jackson, but that's all I can do because we don't know him. We'll basically offer her, you know, if you need anything in the neighbourhood, you know, we're the grocer, we're just up the road, like literally a stone's throw from here. If you ever want to drop past, just feel free, you know where we are. And Elizabeth's probably caught whatever Desiree's got, so that's nice. She's like, you know, do you want me to... I have shipments going back to Windenburg pretty regularly if you wanted me to include like a letter or get anything imported, and, you know, if you need to write to your son. And she's like, I'd like to, but... And she pauses and she's like... And Vivienne's reading between the lines and saying, you don't want your husband to know where you are? And she's like, oh, no, of course not. He knows where I am, definitely. Christina's just walked in. Oh, hey, sweetie, what are we talking about? Oh, you know... No, we're just talking about sending a letter back to Matthias. And Christina's like, I want to do that. I want to write to my brother. And Lady Christina's like, why do I keep calling her Christina? Lady Elizabeth is like, well, we'll talk about it later, sweetheart. So these two are going to go home and have a big old chat on the way home. It's not that long a walk. Honestly, they really are very close. So do you think those two are? Yeah, I think they are. Desiree's like, oh, I didn't pick that up at all. And Vivienne's like, well, sweetie, don't take this the wrong way, but I wouldn't say you're the most adept at like observing relationships and stuff. And Desiree's like, well, no, that's true. That's definitely true. The main thing that they're agreeing between the two of them is that they're going to keep an eye out for Lord Jackson, because if he finds out where his wife and daughter are, he's likely to get the police involved. That's kind of the situation with that. Gerard has made friends with Christina, who is the child of Lady Elizabeth and her husband's brother. That No, I'm not coming to see you. How much? Whoa. Who is he calling? Oh, he's calling Vivian. You missed my beautiful face. I suddenly was having a heart attack that he was calling Desiree. Let me know what you think. I'm actually going to wrap this part up here, but I want to know what you guys think of Joseph attempting to do a romantic embrace with Desiree, because that's what that was. That was an embrace animation, and she shut him down hard, which I love. It's great to actually see the Sims say no. It's because she's unflirty, but at the same time, quite often the Sims should say no. Like if a Sim is happily married and in love with their spouse, in theory, if another Sim flirts with them, they shouldn't flirt back, and they usually will. I want to know what you guys think of the situation. Like, do you think I should pursue that story? Do you think maybe Joseph actually might... He has been trying to talk to Desiree a lot. Like I said, I have noticed that. Do you think maybe there's actually interest there on his part? Like, Vivian's telling Desiree that she feels very self-conscious, and Desiree's saying, well, you know, if you want it, why don't we give you a little bit of a makeover? Like, because she feels a bit frumpy, and her cousin's like, well, I can help you. If you want to dress like me, that's doable. So I may actually give Vivian some extra outfits. Stop. You're hurting my ears, Desiree. So I might do that off screen, but what do you guys think more broadly of the situation? Because I don't know what to think. I don't know if I should just say it was innocent and Joseph genuinely was actually just trying to say good morning to Desiree and she misinterpreted, and then Vivian saw her reaction and assumed, and etc., or whether he actually is interested in her. Because Desiree's singing My Fair Lady, and very badly. I'm actually going to leave this part here. It took a turn. I didn't expect it. I expected all of the Honeycutt drama, but I did not expect the Joseph drama. So if you have enjoyed, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. Don't forget to wash your hands, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.